My man, if you're fresh out of a divorce, already back on the dating scene, in the apps, texting women, sliding into DMs, I got one thing for you. You're not ready. And I can say that because I've been there. I've been on both sides of the coin here. I've gotten right back into things and I've taken my time. And regardless of where you're at, believe me, this is not a judgment. It's a warning. Because if you don't stop now and turn inward, you're going to repeat the same cycle again. It's just going to be on a different face. Same pain, same arguments, same emptiness. So in this video, I'm going to break down 3 brutal reasons why single dads should not date after divorce, and really what to do instead in order to rebuild your power, to actually create the life that you want, create the business that you really want, the relationship with your children, essentially the lifestyle that you want to have in your life, and to rebuild your power and in the essence of the life that you want and the love that you actually want in your life. So if you're still bleeding, you know what I mean? Like guts are out on the floor, on the table, and you're calling it love, let's start with the hard truth. You're still bleeding from your divorce and you're calling it healing because you're talking to someone new. You're moving on. You're avoiding the pain. And that's what so many dudes do is they quickly move on to try to suppress that pain, to not feel, not step into that pain. And they look for something external. And it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be sex with other women, it could be your business. But what ultimately happens when you go down the route with other women? You bring your wounds, you bring your unhealing to that next connection. And even worse, you attract an unhealed woman who hasn't done the work on herself. So now you are unhealed, she's unhealed, and you're right back to where you were in the past. When you bring your wounds to that next connection, you bleed onto that woman, and it's not even her. Like she's not even the person that cut you, that has you bleeding, but yet you end up taking it out on her. And so what happens is you see her like you saw your ex, and you are triggered, you're insecure, you got that same fears, the same pain, and you're trying to prove something. Your ego is trying to prove something because you haven't processed or dealt with your own pain. And more or less, you haven't done any healing on yourself. And I'll tell you, as I'm kicking this all out, I don't know if you can see it, but this is one of my favorite views of Mount Rainier here in the PNW. So here's what I know. Love doesn't grow out of unhealed wounds. Dude, you're not going to be this like amazing partner, an amazing intimacy and love and sex if you have not taken care of you first. So when those wounds go unhealed, and they don't go anywhere. Those are lessons that you still need to learn and that you just haven't addressed yet. And so they're there and they fester. And when it starts to, essentially what started as like a quick, like feel good, she was hot, you got together, you had a bunch of sex, and then it turns into an emotional wreck. Chaos back in your life, which affects your business, which is going to affect your relationship with your kids. So you have to be conscious going into this next phase that you have some healing to do. And I'm not talking, yes, from the pain of the breakup, but also on you. You are responsible in that breakup. So getting you better aligned with you is really important. Okay, number 2, you haven't rebuilt you yet. Okay, so this just kind of plays on what we were just saying here. Divorce didn't just take your marriage, didn't just take your kids if you have them. It took an identity of yours you probably had for some time. And if you haven't taken the time to rebuild yourself, and by rebuilding, I mean burning down the old version of you in order to rewire your mindset, reset your standards, and reconnect to the masculine power that's inside you, or maybe for a lot of you, unlocking it for the very first time. Now is the time to do that before you jump into a new relationship or you start dating women as someone who's inauthentic. You're not being your true self. And so you're going to keep showing up as this unhealed, wounded, avoidant, disconnected dude and wondering why you're attracting broken relationships. Wonder why you can't find the one, the soulmate, when in fact, she's circling you right now. She's circling you, waiting for you to heal. So you're going to keep showing up in your dating world as a broken version of yourself. And you're going to overcompensate. You'll show up, you'll perform, you'll put on the I'm successful with my career and my money and my vacations and whatever you're going to do to try to be seen and be attracted and to attract someone. But man, it's from a place of force, not from a place of power. And so you'll act like everything's cool. And I say this because I've been there. I've come out of a divorce and in a situation where she chose to start another relationship while we were still married and ultimately left me for him. And what I know is that's incredibly embarrassing. It's painful. And I wanted to show the world that I mattered, that I was something and not just, chopped liver or whatever it was, So my ego took over and, put me in this mindset of I need to go feel validated. And I was unhealed, not in a right place, should not have gone down that route. But that was a lesson that I had to learn. And ultimately, what it brought me was it's going to probably bring you if you're going to go down a route, which is more rejection, more pain, more struggle that you're going to have to learn. So brother, you need to become the man you want to. If you think about your ideal lifestyle, you want to become the man capable of attracting that woman that's she's circling you right now. And she's probably going through her own healing. And once she locks in and once you lock in, you don't have to chase her. You don't have to slide into her DMs. You are simply going to draw her to you by you just showing up in that power. I don't know what it's going to look like, neither do you, and nor do you care. It's about stepping into that place and drawing this soulmate, this woman into your life. And I want you to think about, if you have kids, how you want your sons to be. If they were in your shoes. I once had a friend ask me, if your son came to you with this same dilemma, what would you say to him? If you have a daughter, I want you to think about, my man, the man that she is going to date. Become that dude. The man that you would want her to date. And you just show up in that place of power and showing her what is possible. You got to become that man who no longer needs attention to feel worthy. Because, my man, you are worthy. You are you. You're in the right spot of where you're supposed to be. Heed the opportunities and the gifts, the lessons that are in front of you. Reason number 3. You're just going to repeat that same old pattern with a different face. And this is the ultimate trap. See, most men think new woman, new experience. Maybe she's a little bit younger. Maybe she's a little bit older. Maybe she doesn't have kids. Maybe whatever it is. Maybe she is a partier, and you're not someone who has had that for a long time because you've been in a relationship that was not connected, not communicating, not having fun and any intimacy. And so you're going to fall into that trap. And most men think that, well, if I find someone new like that, well, that's a completely new experience. The problem is you are still showing up as the old you in this new world. You haven't healed. You haven't grown. You haven't owned your part in not only in your last relationship, but in who you are, in owning yourself. And you're just going to repeat that cycle, different name, different hair color, maybe the same hair color, maybe the exact same. But as I mentioned earlier, same argument, same issues. New woman, same you equals same outcome. And now you've just added more pain to yourself, maybe to your kids, to her. And it's not that she is a bad person. It's just the relationship is off because you're not showing up authentically as you. The new person is not benefiting at all. You say you love her or you like her or you want to hook up with her, but you are not healed. So you're not showing up authentically as you. So she's not getting the real you. Your kids aren't getting the real you. You don't need another woman to feel whole. It's time to burn down that old version of you and rebuild the new you, this next version of you. And it starts by you loving you. You okay with being alone with yourself? You okay with feeling wanted and valued and loved and intimate with yourself before you can be that for anybody else? And you may think you're there, but you're not. And if this hits home, brother, we have a environment, an ecosystem to help support you to stop this pattern, to stop bleeding all over the women that you're trying to love in your life. It's time to rebuild that foundation. See, inside the Be the Torch Academy, where we help single dads do just that. Become the men capable of attracting the love, the soulmate, the business, the clients, the opportunities into their lives by developing the true, authentic mastery of themselves. Yes, we are one of the very unique business programs that focus on developing you first. And by developing you first, your business is going to grow. You're going to find that relationship. You're going to master yourself, your relationships, your body, your parenting, all by joining the Be the Torch Academy. You're going to become that man capable who can lead from a place of purpose, mission, fulfillment, confidence, power. So in the description here below, I have a link to get on the priority list for the Be the Torch Academy. We do run in cohorts and groups. They are limited seats, but I can tell you this, that the priority list gives you the opportunity to be in the front of the line. So that when I open the doors, that you have the first opportunity to reserve a seat for yourself inside of our next cohort. We do run them in cycles. So when one ends, we'll open up the next one. You want to be there in front of the line to become the man capable of having everything you want in all areas of your life. Be the torch, brother.